Hello everyone, Storm11 here. Today we'll be taking a look into a potentially a very active pattern to be going on across portions of the United States, the Northwest, the Central United States, and also as well as portions of the East United States. Let's go ahead and get started with the European model. And for right now, there is actually some snow going on across portions of the Ohio Valley, the Mid-Atlantic. There could be some snowfall accumulations, more than likely be in the mountains uh, in the Smokies and also portions of the Appalachian Mountains as well because there's some snowfall accumulations. But that's not what we're going to be really talking about. So, as we kind of get into later this weekend here, we're going to watch this low pressure system that will start to develop across southeastern New Mexico and western Texas. That's eventually going to be moving up across to the northeast. And the models have been really trending weaker with this system. And with the European model solution, shows a low pressure system more weak. They'll be going on across Missouri, Illinois, eventually getting into Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio. Poss- Possibly even bringing some a decent amount of snow across really portions of the Midwest and the Great Lakes. Meanwhile, in the warm sector, there could be the possibility for some severe weather, mainly along the cold front. At this point here, you can see here a pretty decent line of thunderstorms here along that cold front in the Arctic region. If you do not know what the Arctic region is, it's basically eastern Texas, southeastern Oklahoma, southwestern Arkansas, and generally western Louisiana as well. That's the Arctic region there. And you see it moves along to the northeast and it gets out of here. Later on, I mean, the northwest still gets a lot of activity, really system after system. And you can see here, look at the mountains. Just gets tons of snow in those mountain regions. I mean, look at that. For a pretty good consecutive days, I mean, just getting pounded by snow nearly every day in those mountains. So those snowfall amounts could be really going up across those mountainous regions, mostly for portions of British Columbia, but also for the northwestern Rockies as well. Just looking at a lot of snow be going across those regions there as well. Let's take a look into a couple other models. We'll look into the GFS. As we move on here, you can see here again our low pressure system develops here. It's a little bit stronger than what the European model has it. You can see here it starts to move to the northeast here, moving across Illinois, even up into Wisconsin and Michigan, bringing a decent amount of snow in the cold sector. Could bring some windy conditions, really, to portions of the Tennessee Valley to the portions of the Ohio Valley and Great Lakes. Could see some windy conditions. And that kind of moves off to the northeast, and then a big trough moves in, bringing in a lot of lake effect snow across portions of the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes there as well. Meanwhile, the Northwest just gets pounded by system after system. You can see here just really consecutive days just worth of rain, heavy mountain snow. I mean, they're gonna be seeing an active pattern for pretty much for a good while here into December. And let's take a look into the Canadian model. You can see here our system develops a little bit further north than what some of the other models have it. But what's also quite different with this one here is another low pressure system develops along the cold front, developing across Texas, Louisiana, generally the Arctic region, moves up across the northeast, bringing a pretty good swath of snow, anywhere for the Arctic region up into the Great Lakes. Now, it seems like the confidence on this is very low, so this is generally the only model that is showing this right now. Although I do believe the icon model is showing it too. But then you can see it brings in another system. But again, look at the Northwest, just a very active pattern, just system after system. I mean, they're going to get consecutive days of a lot of rain and also a lot of snow, even including portions of California as well, which they do need it though. They're going to need that rain and snow, definitely for sure. Now, focusing on the first system here, this is the reason why the model's been trending weaker here. It used to be stronger before. I think it was low as 994 millibars before. So our low pressure system at this point is right over Missouri. We got three other areas of pieces of energy fighting each other. You got one across portions of Minnesota into Canada, got another one back across Utah and Arizona. And all these pieces of energy will be fighting each other. And when we get a lot of fighting going on, generally one of these systems will probably become much weaker and the other one could get stronger. It's pretty much a battle. It's what you think about it here. And by the looks of it, really this piece of energy pretty much wins here. You can see here it becomes quite an amplified trough here across a good chunk of the United States here. So that's what the European model is indicating. And this is a similar situation with some of the other models. I mean, you've seen the Canadian model showing another system here. Well, this is pretty much the similar piece of energy. Here's what the European model is showing. It pretty much wins, but it doesn't really show that low pressure system as well. So yeah, on that. And this is also very disorganized as well. So this is why the models have been trending pretty much weaker, which brings out the chances for a winter storm, even for some windy conditions as well. Although I think the severe weather threat may still stick around the Arctic region, especially where they're close to the Gulf of Mexico, so they can get a decent amount of moisture and also some instability as well. So you can see here the system is a little bit stronger at that point. So it seems like either way, it seems like the chance of severe weather will still stick around in the Arctic region. How much snow could fall with this system? Well, you can see here generally 1 to 3 inches. For a good chunk of Iowa into southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, showing picking up areas 4 to 5 inches. When it gets into Michigan, it's showing possibility up to 9 inches of snow. That is winter storm territory there. So that's going to be something we're going to keep an eye on there as well. It's also likely going to be quite a sharp cutoff here, really. You can see here. And it's also going to be quite a little bit of a small swath as well as some of the heaviest of snow could be in. But when you get to Canada here, you can see it could be at least a foot of snow there as well, I mean. And look at the mountains across British Columbia. I'm interested to see how much snow it's showing. Looks like it's picking up almost 90 inches of snow across some of those regions there. So a lot of snow is going to be coming across for some of those regions there as well over the next 10 days there. What does the GFS say? Well, it's a little bit stronger on the system. It's also showing some higher snowfall totals as well. You can see here possibility up to a foot of snow across portions of Iowa to Wisconsin, back into eastern Nebraska. It's also picking up again across northern Michigan there as well. Could be a little bit overdone, in my opinion, with this here. Probably a little bit overdone. But along with that safe system there, at least behind it could bring some northwest wind snow is what I will usually call it. On the northwest wind, you can get some snow. You can see here, bringing in some generally accompanying to inch of snow accumulation is a good chunk of the Ohio Valley there as well. And take a look into the Canadian. You can see here it's also a little bit, I believe it's a little bit stronger. It's also a little bit further north. You can see here generally up to 10 inches of snow, possibly. You can see here, then the second system comes up. You can see here brings up to 8 inches of snow. Probably a little bit overdone with that as well. But generally speaking, here over the pretty much generally beginning of this weekend, we could be seeing a very active pattern, especially across the northwestern United States. So this is something we got to pay attention to as well. And again, GFS probably an outlier at this point with those snowfall amounts there as well. It's probably a little bit overdone. So this is kind of my thinking here of the first system here. So areas in the red, generally the Arctic region, does have some severe weather potential there. Areas in the blue could see the possibility for a winter storm. The chances are there. We just don't quite really know how much snow there's going to be, but it seems like the potential is there we could see a winter storm. But areas in yellow, portions of Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, and Illinois, could see some windy conditions, possibility for 30 to 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts are a possibility there as well. But it seems like generally the model's been trending weaker on the system. So, and we'll see if the trend's really to continue. What I've also seen here with the model's been trending is further to the southeast. We're going to see if that trend continues. If that starts to trend further to the southeast, because what it used to be like up in South Dakota and Minnesota. Now it's all the way down to around Missouri, Illinois, and Michigan. So it has really trended further to the southeast. We're going to see if that trend will continue. But anyways, guys, this is all for you guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys like this video, hit that like button. If you really like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notifications so you never miss an upload. If you guys have questions about this, you can put a comment section down below. I'll answer you guys questions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.